As the COVID-19 vaccines become available, you might be asking yourself, should I get it? And if I do, will I be able to go about life without putting my family at risk? You've got questions, and that's normal. The fact is, the vaccines are safe and effective. They're going to save lives. To get the latest on the COVID-19 vaccines, visit getvaccineanswers.org, because getting back to the moments we miss starts with getting informed. It's up to you.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Centene Stadium. My name is Tom Eichwald, and I'll be bringing you the conference championship of SLIAC women's soccer. We have the number 3 seed Westminster Blue Jays coming to play the number 1 seed undefeated Fontbonne Griffins. These two teams advanced through semifinal games on Thursday night. Fontbonne defeating Greenville by a score of 2-0 on a penalty kick in the first half and an outstanding free kick by Kirsten Weaver in the second. And Westminster advanced 2-1 thanks to late penalty heroics from Maddie Lawton, one of their veteran defenders. And they are here to try to upset and deliver the first loss of the season to Fontbonne. Quick break, and we'll get you all set for soccer. You're watching collegecast.com.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Dear college sports,
there's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us
and for college sports.
When all eyes are on the court, we're focused on what matters most, preparing college athletes for a lifetime of opportunity. After the buzzer, off the court, it's about education and working to earn a degree. Creating healthier campuses through groundbreaking research and policies. And a fair shot so dreams can stay on track. United as an association, we've got work to do.
Welcome back. We have had the anthem and the starting lineups. We'll run through them for you before kickoff. Starting in goal for Fontbonne is number 1, Mary Beers, Defensive Player of the Year. In front of her, number 2, Crystal Kahensky. 3, Kirsten Weaver. 4, Claire Dalton. 5, Molly Kovarik. 8, Libby Bateman. 13, Alexandria Smith. 14, Caroline Neal. 15, Riley Stafford. 17, Caitlin Smith. 23, Taylor Hawks. And for the Blue Jays, Megan Davidson starts in goal. In front of her, Abby Montana, Kelsey Gordon, Elena Alsbury, Natalie Schulte, Annalise Beck, Jenna Frizella, Maddie Lawton, Lauren Holmachek, Maddie Lenk, and Rachel Nolte. Westminster is coached by Wendy Sanchez, and the Fontbonne Griffins coached by Coach Dylan Cassidy. As I said, my name is Tom Eichwald. We have Tyler Rosen doing production. We have Grace Harlan giving you the pictures. And joining alongside me is Buzz Swanston. Buzz, nice to have you.
Well, thanks for bringing me in, Tom. And although it's not the prettiest day in the world, we're going to get a championship game in here this afternoon.
Yeah, it's always pretty when you have meaningful soccer, isn't it?
There you go. This is old-time soccer, play in any kind of weather, and we've had some hard rain overnight.
We're just missing the mud.
Just missing the mud, that's it, or the ball to get caked with mud like the old days. Yeah, we won't see that today.
And Buzz, talk a little bit about how Westminster got here, if you can.
Yeah, Westminster in their semifinal, they had a good one. Rachel Nolte scored 9 minutes in, and Webster came back and tied it up just 6 minutes later. And they went all the way till the 89th minute when Maddie Lawton converted a penalty kick for the winning goal in a 2-1 victory.
And the Griffins advanced past the Greenville Panthers on Thursday night. They started off on the front foot, a lot of opportunities early on, kind of settled into a little bit of a slow patch. But they were able to convert when they needed it. There was a penalty kick converted by Crystal Kahensky, who had a very good game operating primarily on the right flank. And then late on, it was the free kick of Kirsten Weaver. Left-footed effort from just outside the box, up and over the wall, dipping into the far corner. Absolutely no chance for Grace Gaynor, the Panther keeper. And it was a 2-0 shutout win. Shutout wins have been the norm for Fontbonne this season. In fact, fun little bit of trivia, folks, only one player, period, has scored on the Griffins this season, and it is Westminster's Natalie Schulte.
And that's, the only
We don't
goal.
think they give an award for that, but
no.
they should.
Yeah, the only goal allowed all year. And we probably should mention that Fontbonne won the 2 previous meetings this season, but to beat somebody 3 times in the same season is tough.
Kahensky's cross is just a little bit too far ahead of Molly Kovarek. 2 names we will be saying quite a bit. Kahensky, one of the assist leaders in the nation, and Kovarek, the conference offensive player of the year. She was very, very good on Thursday evening. Actually, they both were, as they form that front 3 on either side of Taylor Hawks. Goal kick taken by Megan Davidson, freshman goalkeeper from Afton High School here in St. Louis. Fontbonne, the number 1 seed, they are wearing those all-white uniforms, purple numbers. I think there's a slight gold stripe across the jersey, too. Centering pass from Kahensky, cleared out by the Blue Jay defense. Now they'll be off and running. Opportunity here, that is played into the path of Schulte. Natalie Schulte on the right foot, help coming in the middle, but she stood up very, very nicely by the Fontbonne left back. It was Alexandria Smith doing the defending here. Nice. Now Kovarek. Good ball across. Kahensky. Got Hawks in the middle. Kahensky likes to go on that right foot, very fast. She likes to get around that corner and whip them in like this. That earns a corner. Nicely worked, Buzz.
It was, yeah. Get it down there, and you know what? Getting corner kicks is key. You get a free kick to throw that right in front of the goal, and the more corner kicks, the more big chances you have.
This will be an in-swinger. It's taken by Weaver. And the right-footed attempt is wide. It was a good shot. I think that might have been number 15, Riley Stafford, getting the shot away.
And Stafford thought it went off a defender. She wanted another corner kick, but no dice there.
Westminster clear out. It is Schulte leading the line for them. He's got a little bit of speed. Opportunity, she's working against Smith, cuts inside. Easy for Mary Beers, and Smith was able to put just enough body on her just to slow her down and give Mary Beers a chance at it.
Yeah, Beers said key play by goalkeepers, their decision whether to come out and play a ball or to wait. When do they come out? When do they stay back and try to make a save? And that was an easy decision that time for Mary.
It was very comfortable for her, largely because of the defensive help she had in front of her. But quick point, we talked about this with Greenville. You know, for a team in Fontbonne that gets as many shots as they do, gets as much offensive possession as they do, it's very easy to get pinned back a little bit. And one of the reasons they give up so few goals, only one, is because you don't get a whole lot of opportunities on them. So I think one of the keys that Greenville did very well and that I think Westminster will have to do, they cannot allow Schulte to get isolated. It's gathered by Davidson comfortably. But if you let Schulte get isolated, you know, she's going to be up there. She's going to have no help. She's very speedy, very skillful, but if she has no support from those wide players, it's looking like Kelsey Gordon and Rachel Nolte, Gordon on the left and Nolte on the right, will be responsible for providing Schulte with the support she needs. So that will be a plot to watch.
Yeah, keep an eye on Nolte, too. You mentioned her in the last 2 games, the quarterfinal and semifinal. She scored in the first 9 minutes and then in the semi in the first 10 minutes. So early goals there to put her team out in front, and if she could do that today, that would be really big for Westminster.
Kovarek commits the first foul of the game. Get a look at the right leg of Megan Davidson here. He's going to play it up the line right behind those tents. It is raining. Not sure if you can tell in the camera picture. It's a soft drizzle here. Very playable.
And Tom, according to the weather forecast, it should ease up and stop somewhere around 2 o'clock. So hopefully eases up on our way through the game.
I think we're stuck with the tents even so.
Yeah, we are.
I don't think you have the manager breaking the tent down if it stops drizzling for a few minutes, unfortunately. Good ball out to Gordon. You can see the idea. She was looking for Schulte there as Gordon had drifted in. At the moment, Gordon's playing a little bit deeper, more of a left wing position, leaving Nolte and Schulte as the striking tandem. I imagine that will switch as the ball comes over to the near side. Nolte will probably work back to it while Gordon goes high. It's playing with a front three where you essentially have two leading the line, one dropping back to find the ball. Nice ball there. This is Kirsten Weaver. Likes it on that left foot, but she cuts it back. Tries to find Caitlin Smith on the sideline. That's well read by the Westminster left back. Correction, right back. That is Jenna Frizella. A little sloppy from Taylor Hawks there as she was trying to switch play. And that will give a throw in to the Blue Jays. Westminster University, the number 3 seed, they are wearing what looks like navy socks and shorts and those baby blue tops. And for Fontbonne, home team, number 1 seed, they are wearing all white uniforms. They're going right to left across your screen. The Blue Jays going left to right. My name is Tom Eichwald, Buzz Swanston alongside, Tyler Rosen doing production, and Grace Harlan on the camera. This is Molly Kovarik. She's got Kahensky helping out right. Finds her. Kovarik will run to the goal, and the give and go doesn't work, but Hawks with an opportunity here. Couldn't settle it. She had Weaver in support. Pass for Kahensky is just a little under hit. The sliding clearance is made by Elena Alsbury.
And I think with this wet field, slick field, you'll see both sides, and we've seen it early on here. On the defensive side, they're just going to clear that ball any chance they get it out of trouble, and they'll go from there. They're not looking to make pinpoint passes to get it out of their end.
Or they shouldn't be.
No.
And of course, the trend now, Buzz, intricate passing out of the back.
I would say on a dry day, yeah, that
Yes.
would prevail.
This is Kahensky on the right side. Great position. I think that was a mishit cross if I had to guess. Either way, it's a goal kick.
And the majority of opportunities coming here for Fontbonne, no surprise there. And do want to thank Grace for being our camera person today, and you may recognize that name if you're a Fontbonne softball fan, as she's the center fielder for the team and also plays on the golf team.
Helped us sort out some camera issues before the game, too.
That's right.
Multi-talented. Just going to keep talking about her, make her feel as uncomfortable as possible standing right next to us. Not close enough to a microphone to do anything about it either.
Yeah, she was nice enough not to embarrass me with her golf handicap.
Fontbonne trying to work it down that right side. And it's going to be passed out of bounds, though. It'll be a Blue Jay ball. Any thoughts on what we've seen so far, Buzz? About 5-10 minutes in?
Yeah, neither team with a whole lot of control, the advantage early on going to Fontbonne, but I think that Westminster, they'll be looking for a counterattack, trying to get that ball to Schulte. We've seen it a couple times, and I think that's the plan. Play good and strong defense, and then if you get the counter, hopefully that Schulte can break in and get a shot off. But at this point, the Westminster defense is holding up against a strong offense by Fontbonne.
Foul called. Alexandria Smith to take this for the Griffins. In case you're wondering, not much breeze to speak of. What there is a little bit in her face. Goalkeeper's come and decides to stop as that's headed clear. Weaver can't bring it down, but finds Kahensky. Kahensky, right-footed, around her defender, and positive goalkeeping. Weaver hits the deck as Davidson gathers.
And we've got a player down here.
Yep, that's Kirsten Weaver, slow to get up. Looks like she is okay. But good goalkeeping from Davidson. Not trying to take her out, just trying to get that ball. And it is, mentioned this on Thursday night if you were listening, it is a safety thing for goalkeepers to go down and slide into that ball rather than trying to come in vertical, because you get a lot more collisions when you come in vertical as opposed to giving the attacking player an avenue over you. Good turn by Kovarik. She's trying to cut inside, but backtracking well is Annalise Beck.
And I think that's key, getting your midfielders to play some defense here. You got to make sure they get back and don't get too far up in the offense that you leave some openings in that midfield.
Hawks using her body nicely to try to create a little bit space, but Westminster team defense is going to play it out of bounds. It's Hawks trying to play it in for Kovarik, but again out by Westminster, who are doing a nice job clogging those passing lanes. .33 minutes, 8 seconds remaining in the first half, as this will be a Griffin ball. This is the SLIAC Conference Championship. On the women's side, the men's game at 7:30 this evening will be Westminster versus Webster. That game is happening at Soccer Park, and that will also be on College Cast. A couple of overtime thrillers on the men's side of the bracket in the semifinals, so you will want to tune in for that one. That is at 7:30, Webster-Westminster from Soccer Park on College Cast. Right here, it's Crystal Kahensky trying to start things off for the Griffins. Good defense by the left back, and Westminster will play out. Big gap right now between that defense. Midfield is collapsing into defense, and then you have your forward line, but there were probably 30 yards between them. I think you need one of those forward players to drop back or one of the midfield players not to get sucked in. Kahensky's centering pass is dealt with well. And again, long ball for Schulte. She looks ahead to Nolte. And that'll go out of bounds. Will be a Blue Jay ball, though.
Yeah, and you can see that you mentioned it. The midfielders dropping back, make sure they're covering and play on the defensive side. You'll work your offense when you get a chance, but make sure you play defense first.
And I think because that's the priority, I think you're going to need to see Schulte is leading the line, will be all game. But I do think you need to see either, who is that? It's either Nolte or I think we said it was Kelsey Gordon on the other side. You need to see one of them dropping back to try to be that link.
Right.
Because when you get that 20, 30-yard gap, there's really nothing you can do, and it's very, very easy for Fontbonne to read that pass, cut it out, and get going the other way and kind of pin you in.
Right. Good point.
15 minutes in, we are still scoreless. These two teams have played each other twice already this season. Both were Fontbonne victories. 2-0 in the first game of the season, and then 2-1 the second time they met. Westminster work it up to Schulte. And they got space over here on the near side if they can find her. They do.
Oh.
This is Annalise Beck. She just can't keep it in bounds, though. That's frustrating. Nice move by Westminster.
And a good job of Beck realizing the open space. She went in there and filled that pass. It was just a little bit out of her reach.
Blue Jays trying to dump it back in. It was Beck, but Mary Beers will claim it. Mary Beers giving up the one goal this season. All the rest have been shutouts. No surprise, she is the Defensive Player of the Year. I believe the first Fontbonne Griffin to be named Defensive Player of the Year.
It is, yes.
A little bit of history made. Not the only history made with a season like they're having, but history nonetheless. Pass in, ricochets a little bit. Finds its way back to Caitlin Smith. Hawks trying to work it in for Kovarik down the flank. It's out off of a Blue Jay. It'll be Griffin ball still.
Well, and one thing I did want to mention that the Westminster team is really young. 2 seniors, 1 junior, 6 sophomores, and 9 freshmen on the squad compared to Fontbonne that has 7 seniors and 4 juniors, 3 sophomores, 3 freshmen.
Good ball ahead to Schulte. Beers thought about coming for it. This is Natalie Schulte. Left-footed shot is wide. I think she wanted to cut that back on her right, but she was being shown wide by Alexandria Smith. Good veteran defending. You know that player wants to cut it in on the right foot, and you defend the foot as opposed to the player.
Yeah, that was a smart play, and also if she looked inside, there was really no help from her teammates inside. Had another defender in there, so she was going to cut back into some defensive strength.
And that's one of those things that when you look at teams defensively, you can look at the goalkeeper who's going to get the lion's share of the credit when you don't give up goals. But it's things like that that don't necessarily show up in the stat sheet. There's no stat I'm aware of for ushering a player into a position where they're effectively where the threat is mitigated.
Well, you may have just come up with a new stat. We've got all kinds of stats. So.
We'll call them successful ushers.
Yeah.
Is that a stat?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know about ushers in church. I'm not sure about ushers on the soccer field, but you described it well. And you bring up a good point. I'm looking down here at the number of saves that Beers has made. Yeah, she's made a total of 15 saves on the year, and that's just a great credit to the defense in front of her. And of course, she's making the saves too. But it's a team effort.
Kovarik does well, cuts through a couple defenders. Tackle found its way to Hawks, and unlucky for her as that's going to go out for a goal kick. So much fun as a goalkeeper to play behind a defensive line that's doing their jobs, that's giving you a chance to make saves, that knows how to deny the dominant foot. Played in an indoor league that we stacked with a bunch of college players one time. Very similar.
And you were the goalie?
Oh, yeah. They'd pass it back to me just to keep me awake from time to time. But, and Mary Beers, when she has been called in, she made a phenomenal save diving to her left the other night. So take nothing away from her ability, but the partnership she has formed with the defensive line, they trust each other. They know where everybody is. Mary Beers knows that when she's defending her right post, somebody's dropping back to defend her left. And it's just when you're a part of a unit like that, you feel like you can take on anybody.
Looks like we give our first substitute of the game as Haley Busher comes in for Fontbonne. And you bring up a good point, Tom, just knowing what each other is going to do in any situation. That's such a big help.
It is. And you mentioned the veteran players that Fontbonne has. That just comes with playing together.
Right.
Busher on for Fontbonne as she's trying to apply the press here. Well played out of by Westminster. Beck was looking for Rachel Nolte down the right side. It's pressured well by Riley Stafford. Like to see him switch fields here. They do. Probably play this out to Claire Dalton on the wing. There it is. Had a little bit of time to bring it down, but instead she was trying to find Kelsey Gordon. No, that was number 4, Elena Alsbury. Looking at the wrong roster, Buzz.
That happens.
Davidson can't clear. Now Caitlin Smith. Good pressure by Kovarik, but well dealt with by this Westminster midfield. Caitlin Smith tracks back. She takes it right off the foot of Maddie Lenk. And trying to find Kahensky. That's well cut out by Alsbury. She's looking ahead for Gordon. You can see the idea, but that'll go out. trying to find those balls through to break out of pressure. So far, just haven't quite connected. And Fontbonne has had the lion's share of the possession and opportunities.
For sure, but I do believe that Westminster's happy with their play so far.
I think so too. I think it's actually been fairly even. They knew coming into this one they were going to have to absorb a lot of pressure and look to break, and what chances or near chances they've had have come off that break, so game plan going as they would have hoped. Midfield has looked good in trying to deny space to players like Smith and Weaver. Opportunity for Schulte. Good clearance, Alexandria Smith. She's been big for him at the back a couple times already. And that's cleared out. It will be a Blue Jay throw. 20 minutes gone, still scoreless. Tom Eichwald and Buzz Swanston bringing you the SLIAC Conference Championship game. Number 3 seed Blue Jays against the number 1 seed Griffins. We have Tyler Rosen running production and Grace Harlan bringing you the pictures. Busher, nice ball for Kohensky. This is well worked. Busher, Kovarik, and Smith are all in the box awaiting this one. And that is a near post cross that's well dealt with by Davidson. Read it very, very well. And picked it off. I think it was headed toward Kovarik.
Yeah, and I think she probably would have liked that a little bit more off the line. And Davidson covering her spot, make sure she gets to that before any of the Griffins can meet up with it.
Caitlin Smith's cross in is cleared. Good switch, Annalise Beck. Time to move. She's being tracked back by Kovarik. Nice job defensively. This is Nolte. Schulte, her only option in the middle. And it's hard to cut it back that far. Does go out for a corner, though. Mary Beers tried to claim, couldn't bring it in. And a good break for Westminster.
Yeah, and Beers, I don't think Beers thought it went over the line. She thought she got to in time, but here is a chance now for Westminster.
And the assistant referee on this side was well positioned. We saw Greenville create some dangerous opportunities off corner kicks and set pieces by dumping it right on top of Beers. They lined up inside the 6-yard box. Different approach tonight from Westminster as they're going to line up at the 18 and charge it. Beck to deliver. Good ball in. Headed straight up in the air. Awkward for Beers. Still bouncing around. Busher trying to head clear. Kelsey Gordon got her head on it, but it's eventually cleared by Westminster.
I think that was Busher that dropped all the way back in there. They brought everybody back in the box to defend that.
Very underrated part of a striker's game. You know, if you're the center striker, you got to be getting in the box on the offensive side trying to put your head on it, but always expected the flip side of that coin is you get back and help out on set pieces like that. Weaver just couldn't get that to Kohensky.
Yeah, Kohensky was out there all alone. Weaver saw her, but a good foot in there to deflect it and keep it away from her.
Looked like Lauren Halmachek and Elena Alsbury in there providing the pressure. Weaver could have gotten that pass away to Kohensky. Would have been alarm bells ringing for sure. Also no defensive stat for that.
You're right.
Forcing a bad pass, denying an open opportunity.
I think you're creating a whole new job here, new stats and new soccer stats we're going to come up with.
Well, I'm also going to create a new moral position. I am against that. I think soccer is a subjective game. You know, I think you get all the stats, and you know, there are sports that certainly lend themselves to stats. Any lover of baseball, softball knows
my
that.
goodness, yes.
You know, football, great example. You know, everything kind of starts the same. You talk about how many yards, how many, you know, in this situation, third down. In soccer, it's so fluid. It's such artistry that you don't really want to see stats. I've never been big on providing stats in a soccer broadcast. I mean, you can glean something. You can say, okay, well, team has twice as many corners. A couple offsides calls to the other. Maybe it means you're having a little more offensive success. But you can tell that just watching. You know, where is the ball at any given moment? If it's farther forward, farther back. This is Gordon now, stepping off the soapbox here. And that is out of bounds for another Westminster corner. Beck took it on the near side. Looking like Halmacek will take him on the far side.
Well, now they do position a player down in front of Beers with everybody else back at the 18.
That's Schulte. Her sole job, make a nuisance of yourself. Beers is going to get up through her hands. Busher puts it in.
Oh, boy.
That's an own goal. Beers let it go through her hands. And I couldn't tell if it was across the line. But I think that's going to go down as an own goal because I don't know if that was going on target prior to Beers touching it or Busher putting it in.
No, I think that's an own goal, and we can take a look at the replay here to see.
We do have a replay. Halmacek's corner is through the hands of Beers and off Busher. I think that's going to be an own goal by Busher.
Yeah, and I think Busher was probably surprised that it got through Beers' hands, but that may be a case of a slippery, wet ball as it comes in there. And I was wondering on my drive here, would the rain and the wet field affect play, and would it come into any goal scoring situations? And I think we saw it right there on the first goal.
Yeah, we did, and it's hard to get a handle on a ball on a rainy day. You tend to see keepers punch those, but that one's right on top of her. She felt very comfortable handling it, and just a mistake. Let her hands get on either side of it, or as opposed to maybe having the hands a little more behind it. You don't want to drop it, but that's just an error from a very, very good goalkeeper and nothing Busher could do. I think the stats are going to say it's an own goal by her. Schulte, opportunity to make it 2. Left-footed, good save by Beers. Danger not gone. It's mopped up well by Libby Bateman. Good save from Beers, good recovery save.
Yeah, and Schulte dangerous there, breaking in, and a lot of times you'll see somebody probably less experienced who would go ahead and try to take another dribble or two, but she got a good shot off and forced the tough save.
Throw-in ineffective, as is the clearance. And Westminster, all 10 field players in the Fontbonne half. You can tell the confidence that they've been given by that goal. That's going to be deflected out for a corner kick.
Sure is.
The roar you're hearing is from down in front of us on the Westminster bench. And this game has swung heavily in Westminster's favor momentum-wise in just a minute. About a minute and a half here.
And Bateman upset with herself that she couldn't get a hold of that ball and get it clear. We have the same setup on this corner.
This time Beers catches comfortably. Halmacek's corner dealt with by the goalkeeper. And that's punted long, looking for Kovarik. Kovarik might come away with this one. 1 versus 3. Backtracking was Abby Montana. She'll get called for the foul.
Yes, both players went down, and it was 1-on-3. And this could be probably the best thing she could hope for in that situation, to get the free kick here and able to get some teammates down here to help her out.
Yeah, not the worst foul in the world to take either.
No.
17 minutes, 12 seconds to go. It'll be Kahensky lining it up with the right. Too far out to shoot. She'll whip it into the back post. There it is. Chance, that's headed out. I think that was a goal kick. It is.
Yeah, good ball off the free kick. Got a head on it, just a little bit wide. And I think that was Neal with the head.
Looked like 14, yes, Caroline Neal. Product of Timberland High School in O'Fallon, Missouri.
Well, this is the first time this year that Fontbonne has trailed in a game. So they've had a lot of firsts this year, and here's another one, and see how they handle this one.
Yet the record holds. Schulte still, I think, the only player to score on him.
That's right.
Officially. Again, it was Halmacek's corner that went in, but I think it was deflected in.
Right.
Kahensky now switching on this near side. Sometimes you will see that. Try to get the left-footed cross in. She can hit the left-footed cross, but she's over here primarily to cut in on the right foot, which is her preferred foot. It's the inverted winger, what they call that. It's settled by Neal, but she can't get the shot away. It's dealt with well by Halmacek.
And again, just happy to clear the ball out of trouble, especially with the 1-goal lead. Keep that ball out of your penalty box.
Kovarik on the right side, crossed in. Comfortable for Davidson. It was Kahensky in behind her. But a good catch by the freshman goalkeeper. Beck looking ahead, plays it up for Nolte to chase. And good pressure by Nolte. Can she keep it in bounds? She does. Beck in support. Have an option. It was Gordon making a nice run inside. They couldn't work it out to her, though. Halmacek stepping up. She can't get a foot on it. And now Kovarik going the other way. Has Busher and Kahensky in support. It's ushered out by Alsbury. Kovarik will take the throw. It's a good one for Caroline Neal. Try to look back down the line to Kovarik. They have Kahensky in space on this near side. Couldn't find her. We're going to get a stoppage of play. Foul called against Caroline Neal. She'll get a talking to from the official, but no further action. It's Schulte picking herself up off the floor.
Yeah, slow to get up, but she's moving okay there. So that's good to see. Don't want to see anybody get hurt today, that's for sure.
Well, and the fact that the official just kind of stopped it and said something to Neal as opposed to bringing out the card tells you that it wasn't malicious. It was just two players going after it, and I think the official just saying, let's make sure nobody gets hurt today. Inside of 14 minutes to go. It's put in the middle. Schulte tries to bring it down. Kahensky back helping defensively. Now Kahensky. She's got room to run. This is what she loves to do. Is she going to cut inside on her preferred right foot? She passes inside for Busher, tries to give and go. Well read by the right back. That's Jenna Frizella over here on the near side. Now Caitlin Smith has Kahensky down the line if she wants her. And there it is. Oh, just a little too far ahead of her, and Frizella will watch it out. Good idea.
Yeah, and you can see everybody looking to Kahensky, get her the ball, and good things happen for the Griffins. So no matter which side she's on, whichever side, that's going to be the side the ball's going to go to as they come down on the attack.
And that is out for a deep throw, not a corner. But worst thing you can be doing as a defender is running back toward your own goal, trying to defend. And when Kahensky has the ball, you find yourself doing that a whole lot. So, very good at delivering a ball. She can score them too, but mostly she just creates havoc for defensive players. Puts you in some really uncomfortable positions with her speed and skill. .12:35 remaining in the half. Collision there. Everybody okay? It was Claire Dalton who came away with it. Cross in is deflected. Davidson will keep it in.
Saves the corner kick there, going to get that one.
And when you got the momentum following a goal, you don't want to give up that corner. You'd rather get the ball out as quickly as possible. Keep things moving. A couple players stretching over here for Westminster. Not sure if they're preparing subs or if they're just making sure that they stay loose. Ball over here to Beck. It's a foot race. It'll be won by Riley Stafford. She wins the throw too. Caitlin Smith, number 17, integral part of this team. Offensively, she's kind of that deep-lying possession midfielder. Also does a nice job breaking up the counterattack. She'll sit in front of the back four and provide support. It's a good defensive header by Caroline Neal. It's Neal, Weaver, and Smith across the middle. And then kind of a forward three, really a 4-3-3 is what it looks like. Busher, Kovarik, and Kahensky the farthest forward. And that next layer of Weaver, Smith. And who did I just say? It was Caroline Neal.
Neal, yep.
Ball still bouncing around. It's Weaver who comes away with it, fights off Schulte. Good turn, she picks her head up, finds Kahensky. And Weaver composed. Kovarik wanted it far side, but the pass wasn't quite there. So Weaver finds Kahensky instead. We will have a substitution readying for Westminster. Kahensky's left-footed cross is dealt with by Davidson.
Yeah, just too close to the keeper. Got to pull that one out near the penalty spot.
Davidson yet to be really tested with a shot, but she's done well positionally. Cut out a few crosses. Schulte cuts inside. She beats two, and she's going to get brought down. We have a stoppage, and a yellow card will be given to Caroline Neal. So Neal, the first player to be booked. Clear yellow card there. Not much choice for the official.
No, that was obvious, a trip from behind. And this, I don't know, will she be able to take a shot here?
That's awfully far out. There's a
yeah.
three-man wall. So Beers appears to be preparing herself for a shot. It'll be Halmacek, and I think it's Beck over it.
Yeah, 36 yards out.
Wet day, ball's hard to handle. You might as well put one on goal, rush it, see what happens.
Yeah, especially.
That's what Beers is expecting here. That's what it is, and it'll be dealt with comfortably.
Is there someone in here that can make an announcement like over the speaker?
Yeah, almost like you'd want that ball to skip a little bit, see if you could get it to the ground, but that was going to be hard to do.
It was. You can see the idea, and it all falls on Beers just to handle it comfortably, which she does. Kahensky in a dangerous situation here. Great ball through. It's Kahensky, saved by Davidson. Danger not clear. Kavarik comes in, hits it wide. What a save by Davidson as she denies Kahensky with her left hand.
Well, that's the most dangerous play ever. We'll get to see it on the replay here.
Look at this ball through, though.
Yeah, nice.
What a pass.
What a save.
It was. She gets her feet set, most important thing there, and gets over to her left-hand side. And Kavarik fires wide with the rebound, but great ball through. I could not tell who played that ball.
I can't help you. I wish I could.
I wish I could.
Beautiful.
Because it deserves mention. But Davidson with an outstanding save. And she will gain, as a freshman, a lot of confidence from that save right there.
For sure. And really, the after the save, the rebound attempt had a lot of net with Davidson on the ground.
Well, and probably also confidence in the fact that if you're Davidson, you just watch the best goalkeeper in the conference, defensive player of the year, make a mistake at the other end. You're called into action. You don't make the mistake. It reinforces that you belong here. You belong playing in a game like this, and you're here on your merits. You're comfortable. It's a confidence booster for her for sure, because you know they're going to need her for the rest of this game.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, there will be plenty more shots to come, and that helps our defenders out too. They feel like, okay, even though we've given a pretty good opportunity here, she came up big, so we can trust her.
I don't know about you, Buzz, but if I'm a betting man, I'm not thinking this game's going to end 1-0.
No, I don't think so.
Kavarik plays it back for Weaver. Weaver looking for Kahensky. Good ball in. Davidson will come comfortably. But you can see the idea. They're trying to get Kahensky in those lanes between the defenders. Doing a nice job of it so far. 7:43 to go. 1-0. It was a corner kick from Halmacek that's the difference between these two teams. It went through the hands of Beers and I think was deflected in by Busher. Unofficially, we're scoring it as an own goal. I have to imagine it will be officially, but...
I think we got that word. That's what they're saying. And we should mention Karina Escoval came into the game here about a minute ago with the last throw-in for Westminster. Not a lot of subs here in this first half, one for each team.
Foul called against Schulte. Be another opportunity for, you imagine, Kahensky to dump one into a dangerous spot. This one's a little more direct, so it's kind of a tricky one to deal with. A lot of times you'll see this ball hit far post and try to head it back into a dangerous area.
Yeah, which she did, although they're going to set up the three-man wall.
Just don't think this is a shooting opportunity. There it is. Tries to play it in toward the penalty spot. It's dealt with well by the Blue Jays. Danger not clear just yet, though. Claire Dalton recycling play for the Griffins. Weaver switches possession. Alexandria Smith steps up, sends it right back. Opportunity, it's Kovarik around the outside. Tries to get the pass in, she does, through a defender's legs. But again, comfortable for Davidson.
Yeah, you can see Kovarik's speed there and quickness as she got around that defender, but by the time she caught up with the ball, no chance to get a clean cross in there.
You know, just looking positionally, I wonder if that ball for the Kahensky chance didn't come in from Riley Mag, number 21 over there. She's playing as the right wing. Still trying to give credit for that. Smith. It's a little too far ahead of Kirsten Weaver. She'll chase it down. It's played out by Kelsey Gordon. And through the roof of the tent. 5 minutes to go. If you are Westminster, this has gone exactly as you hoped it would, and probably even better. You're not going to get a whole lot of chances when you play a team like Fontbonne, and they essentially get one on a... I don't think that's one of the chances you get, so they didn't.
Right.
They didn't even waste a chance on it.
That's true. That's true.
You're probably going to get 2 or 3 balls in on goal. You know, with a player like Schulte, and they have had a couple of those, but you absolutely have to put away your chances against a high-scoring, free-scoring opponent.
Yeah, and I'm sure Westminster's would be happy to go in up 1-0 at halftime, play some tight defense here, and don't give up the equalizer before half, and everybody gets to regroup and rest up.
That's miscontrolled by Frizella. Kahensky with a chance, just wide of that far post. You could see the idea.
And she did. I thought she might have been able to get a little hook on it, but I don't think she got the kick she wanted. Kind of went sliding off to the outside of her foot instead of hooking it back in.
Yeah, she hit it too clean. It kind of knuckled on her, didn't it?
Yeah, right.
I think she's expecting that, and you would expect that to spin right to left, a little draw spin.
Yeah, you could see she was going for that upper corner, and once again, coming in on this left side, able to get it onto her right foot for the big shot.
You know, of course, not happy with 2 chances squandered if you're Crystal Kahensky, but you're a dangerous attacking player and you're getting the ball in some great areas, so there's a positive there. Smith's cross in is deflected out for a corner.
Each team with 2 corner kicks now. They're going to go short corner.
They do go short. The shot comes in eventually from Riley Stafford, no good. It was played in by, I think that was Riley Mag, who hit Kovarik, who left it for Stafford. But well worked. You like the idea on the quick corner. I was just about to make the point that 9 outfield players were inside the penalty box, and the only one for Westminster who wasn't was Schulte at midfield. Foot race will be won there by Alexandria Smith, and she beat Nolte to it. Gordon tries to play it into Esquivel, but it just finds Weaver, who looks for Kahensky. Tough one to control. Weaver recycles. Good backtracking by Schulte. 2:25 to go. Can Westminster add to their lead? We have a collision there off the ball, but we play on. Nolte's cross. Nobody there but Claire Dalton, and that'll go out for a Westminster throw. Looked like Stafford and Schulte colliding. They're both okay, though.
Yeah, they helped each other up as good sportsmanship there, and it was a nice cross, but you mentioned it, Schulte down on the ground. She was one who would have been in there, but behind the play, just getting up.
So worth the contact if you're Stafford.
Yeah, there you
just
go.
Took a little bit of a body blow, but did you potentially deny a chance? Good positioning. Smith trying to control. She's bundled into by Esquivel. And it will be a Griffin ball with 1:37 to go. Be interesting to think about what happens in these various team huddles. You'd say locker room, but I think they're just going to huddle under the tents in front of us. at halftime. I think if you're Fontbonne, you have to say, hey, the chances are there. Keep doing what you're doing. Trust it. It's going to be enough. You guys have scored a lot of goals this season. Trust that your ability is going to carry you through. And for Westminster, I think that would be the more interesting one.
Yeah, you're right. That will be interesting how they really can't. If you go back into a defensive shell, that's trouble. Schulte down there on a trip.
Yep, she's brought down by Stafford. Perhaps not a whole lot of love lost after the collision a few minutes ago. They were the two players involved, and she'll be told to compose herself by the official. Inside of a minute now. This will be taken with maybe 40 seconds to go. It's Halmacek. Puts it right on Beers. It's a goal!
Oh, my goodness.
Halmacek with a free kick from 35 yards.
Oh, boy, that's a big kick with 36 seconds left in the half.
Halmacek makes it 2-0. An outstanding strike in under Mary Beers' crossbar.
And Beers got up. It wasn't like she was fooled by the shot. She got up. She just couldn't reach it.
36 seconds to go. 2-0. And if the Blue Jays were feeling good before, that halftime talk just got a lot more positive, didn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say, now you might think a little more defensively. One goal, I don't know, but two, you got to feel good about that.
You know, and maybe you throw two players up forward and drop one of those front three back into a little bit more of a midfield position. You don't want to make too many changes, though, because what you're doing is working. And
well, that's a good point, yeah.
And you don't want to give too many possessions to this Griffin team. Long-range effort, 3 points in football, none in soccer for that. And we will go to halftime. Westminster with a 2-0 lead over the stunned number 1 seed Griffins.
If I lose,
how does it not go to Halmacek? She creates the opportunity off the corner kick, puts it in a dangerous spot. Davidson makes a big save to maintain the lead, and then ambitious free kick.
It was really that second goal was a heck of a shot, and I would have bet she was not going to shoot it. I thought sure she was going to throw it to the far post, hope to get a head on it, and instead she puts it right on goal, and boy, that's a big pick-me-up for the Blue Jays as they head to halftime.
Something tells me that Lauren Halmacek might go back and watch that one again on College Cast. So Lauren, if you're watching this again, well done. That was a heck of a strike. We're going to take a break here. 2-0 Westminster is the score. SLIAC Conference Championship. Commercial break. A little more for you. You're watching collegecast.com.
if I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Dear college sports,
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
we've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
When all eyes are on the court, we're focused on what matters most, preparing college athletes for a lifetime of opportunity. After the buzzer, off the court, it's about education and working to earn a degree. Creating healthier campuses through groundbreaking research and policies. And a fair shot so dreams can stay on track. United as an association, we've got work to do. We're building a pathway to lifelong opportunity. Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and I know how powerful words can be. The term gay doesn't mean stupid, lame, or less than.
So I pledge to speak up if I hear the term gay used in a derogatory way or any other homophobic terms.
If you can play in Division III.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and my teammates unconditionally accepted me as part of their family. So now I pledge to do the same for others. If you can play in Division III.
I'm a current Division III student athlete, and I remember how intimidating the first year of college can be.
So if you're a first-year student athlete and nervous about coming out as LGBTQ, I pledge to stand by your side as your ally.
If you can play Division III.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and I believe student athletes can help break down the barriers of exclusion.
I pledge to support and encourage my teammates
to support my campus's LGBTQ student group
by volunteering and participating in events.
If you can play in Division III.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and I believe that everyone should be educated on LGBTQ issues.
I pledge to work with my athletic department and my campus to foster dialogue and create a community of support, respect, and pride.
If you can play in Division III.
We are Division III student athletes, and you can be too. If you can play in Division III.
For the love of the game. That's what it's all about, they say. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that.
It's more about team and the schools and communities we represent.
And for the many of us blessed with the strength to compete in sport at the college level, we understand that with what we were given comes a special obligation.
Our obligation to help those who have their own special needs and whose love for the game is no less intense.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. Since August of 2011, we and others from Division III campus communities have volunteered more than 250,000 hours, time away from the classroom and practice field, reaching across the country to coach and mentor Special Olympics athletes.
And to learn that in giving, we receive so much more in return. Help us keep that dream alive.
Be part of it.
Get involved.
You can make a difference.
Okay, welcome back. It's halftime here at the SLIAC Women's Championship. It is a 2-0 lead for Westminster at halftime. We'll recap that scoring shortly, but we do have a special guest here for you, Brian Leveillette, who is the SLIAC, see if I can get all this, SLIAC SID, Assistant AD, cameraman, PA announcer. What else do you do?
Hey, at the D3 level, we do everything, right?
That's right. That's right. You are all over everywhere, and this is just the start of a long day for you.
Yes, it is. We are handing out 3 championships today. We have men's tennis going on right now over in Belleville, inside, obviously. As the fans who are watching, it's a little wet, so tennis is indoors at Kings Point. And then we've got women's soccer here and men's soccer later tonight.
Okay. And what other, because you've got some things coming up down the road, too, that in the next few weeks.
Right, yeah, it's been a crazy time. You know, over these, this week and then next week, we'll have handed out 8 different SLIAC championships. So it's definitely been a busy time trying to get all 17 of our sports in during a 2.5-month stretch.
Right. Yeah, you guys went crazy, but you're getting them all in, which is fantastic and a credit to the work that you've done to get to that spot.
Yeah, it's great to see the student athletes out there competing again and playing for that championship. You can just see the energy that they had once they took the fields again. So a lot of hard work by the administrators, ADs, everybody in getting these protocols in place.
Okay, and I know that at least on the D1 level that eligibility kind of is extended. Same thing.
Same thing.
Right.
Yep, it's an NCAA-wide year kind of for year. So.
Okay, so if some of the kids want to stay in. I say kids, I should say young adults. If they want to stay and go on to maybe into a master's program or whatever, they can stay and
pick
still
up another
play.
Major, pick up a master's, whatever, yep.
Wow, that would be fantastic. Well, your thoughts here on the first half? I know you've been watching the whole time.
Yeah, it's been a great match so far. You know, the top 2 defenses in the league going up against each other. You know, as you guys have mentioned, Fontane's only let up 1 goal. all season before today. Well, Westman only let up 7 all year. So it's it's a really defensive battle. You can see Westman with their back line. They really hold their formation really well, really strong. But Fontbonne with Molly and Crystal, those are 2 fast wingers out there. So it should be a pretty intense and fast-paced second half.
Yeah, and we mentioned that Fontbonne's never been behind this year, obviously only giving up 1 goal. That was to tie the game. But, yeah, this should be interesting to see this, and I'm sure we will see the strong attack coming on here in the second half.
Right, it should be a definitely entertaining 45 minutes for sure.
Okay, and you can help us a little bit preview this evening's match, because that'll be on College Cast too, between Webster and Westminster, the men's championship.
Correct, yes. Webster, number 1 seed against Westman, tonight at 7:30 over at Soccer Park, so be sure to tune in with Pep College Cast. But, yeah, that should be another battle. Westman is in their first championship game since they won 5 straight. Back in 17 was the last time they did that. Webster looking for their first championship since I believe it's 14. So, it's a top seed again against Westminster, who has shown a knack across their sports to really turn up in postseason play.
There you go. Very good. And, yeah, so that one will be on College Cast this evening. So we invite everybody to rejoin that and remind everybody that all these things get archived, and you can watch past games. Whether it's a championship or any of the regular season games, too.
Right, yeah, and that's a great thing with College Cast that you guys are able to do is archive them. Because obviously when you're on the field or on the court playing, you can't, watch, your plays. Like I'm sure that free kick, she's going to want to go back and watch that over and over.
I'm sure she'll want to see that.
So now she can go back and watch that as much as she wants through the archives. So,
there you go. We'll have a big number all from one household, but
that's right, yeah.
That's all right. That was exciting play. You're right there. So once the season ends, what does Brian do in the off season, or is there an off season for you?
There is a bit of an off season. Yep. So the summertime is really kind of about wrapping up things for the season. So it's updating record books, all that kind of stuff, and then it's prepping everything for next year, where it's getting all the awards ready throughout the year. So I'm not doing it on a weekly basis. It's I think we have something like 250 awards, from All Conference Player of the Week that I have to get set up. So it's all prepping that and then kind of coming up with ideas, different contents. Last summer during the pandemic, we had to generate new content. So one of the things that I did was on All Decades team. Well, we released the 2000s to 2010. We released the most recent decade last summer. So this next one, I'm going to do the first decade of the conference, which will be 90 through 2000.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
So that'll be new content. So getting all that ready, just keeping fans engaged that way.
All right, and of course we expect the fall to be a normal fall, which we haven't had for a while.
Yeah, fingers crossed. We're back to normal, playing in our normal seasons, and welcoming the fans back to the stands. That's what we all want to see.
Okay, yeah, we are looking forward to that too, and getting ready here as we're a few minutes away from the start of the second half. And any final thoughts you want to throw out to all the fans of SLIAC? And you know what, I like college sports, probably better than pro sports, but I've really enjoyed watching SLIAC. So anything you wanted to say to all the folks that are watching today?
Yeah, just thanks for supporting the student athletes and the schools. They really enjoy your support. You haven't been able to watch them in person, this year, but they really appreciate the support no matter what. So be sure to give them a congratulations and, encouragement through on.
All right, thank you very much. And maybe we'll tell high school students, if they're looking to continue playing their high school sports, this is a great place to do it.
That's right. At D3, you can focus on your academics, but then typically play whatever sports you want. If you want to play, you're playing for the love of the game, and it's available for you. So.
All right, fantastic. Thanks for joining us, Brian, and good luck. All right, we will take a short break here and be back in a moment. We'll give you some the scoring summary and some halftime statistics here on collegecast.com.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Dear college sports,
there's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
When all eyes are on the court, we're focused on what matters most, preparing college athletes for a lifetime of opportunity. After the buzzer, off the court, it's about education and working to earn a degree. Creating healthier campuses through groundbreaking research and policies. And a fair shot so dreams can stay on track. United as an association, we've got work to do. We're building a pathway to lifelong opportunity. Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
We are back. There you see the halftime stats. 2-0 lead in favor of the visiting number 3 seeded Blue Jays. Not the scoreline many would have expected at halftime. Those just the second and third goals that Fontbonne has given up all year. All 3 of those, by the way, to Westminster. Fun fact. Less fun if you're a Griffin fan at the moment. But you see the stats there. Nothing terribly surprising other than the score. 7 shots total for Fontbonne, 5 for Westminster. Just 2 on target for the Griffins and 3 for the Blue Jays. 2 saves apiece for the goalkeepers. Corners are pretty even. Just the 1 yellow card in this game. Before we get going, do want to give credit to the All-Conference Awards for SLIAC. Offensive Player of the Year is Fontbonne's Molly Kovarik. 9 goals and 2 assists, 20 total points on the season. Mary Beers, as we mentioned, Defensive Player of the Year. Dylan Cassidy's first Coach of the Year award. And the SLIAC Newcomer of the Year is Bailey Young from Spalding. Blackburn College voted as the SLIAC Team Sportsmanship Award winner. And we'll run through these real quick as we get set to go. The third team, all-conference team, Riley Mag, Jennifer Munger, Rachel Nolte, Kendall Brown, Jacqueline Campos, Dory Emig, Kelsey Gordon, Maddie Lawton, Maddie Missy, Riley Stafford, and Megan Davidson. Second team, all-conference, Jen De Leon, Jordan Land, Bailey Young, Emma Cadwell, Caroline Neal, Vanessa Ramirez, Peyton Williams, Elena Alsbury, Allie Johnson, Alexandria Smith, and Grace Gaynor. And your first team, all-conference team, forward Crystal Kahensky, Molly Kovarik also, both from Fontbonne. Westminster forward Natalie Schulte, rounding out the forward line. Midfielders, first team all-conference, is Kate Arthur, Jordan Bilyeu, Caitlin Smith, and Kirsten Weaver. All-conference defense, Claire Dalton, Megan Taylor, Reagan Young, and all-conference goalkeeper, Mary Beers. A lot of players on this field on those lists.
Yeah. Oh, and I had one other all-conference camera operator. Goes to Grace Harlan. Thank you, Grace.
She is doing a nice job bringing you the pictures. Tyler Rosen doing production as Schulte puts one out of bounds. Was that deflected? No, it'll be a goal kick. That was Buzz Swanston. My name is Tom Eichwald. You are watching collegecast.com. Grateful to SLIAC for having us out to do these games. Did the basketball tournament just a few weeks ago. Good to be back here doing soccer. And Fontbonne, the Griffins have a little bit of a tough task here in the second half. They have gone down 2-0. First time they have trailed all season, as Buzz said before the break. And it was 2 chances kind of out of nothing. Goalkeeping error by Mary Beers as she failed to bring in a corner kick that then ricocheted in off of Busher. And then an outstanding 35-plus yard free kick from Lauren Halmachek just before the break with 36 seconds to go.
Yeah, that's a big goal right there. 2 goals up is so much different. You know, you've got that insurance goal to play with. Not that Westminster will be looking to give anything away, but just an added pressure onto the Fontbonne attack.
And you know that Fontbonne attack is coming. It's Kahensky here. Trying to cut inside on that right foot. They still have her on that left wing, dribbling in on her preferred foot. More of a shooting setup than a crossing setup, like when she's on the other side. But Kahensky, Kovarik can certainly fill up the goal.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what Westminster talked about at halftime, making sure they're getting back, making sure their midfielders come back, and looks like they may keep one up, and even that, they may keep nobody up to make sure they cover everything up and make it as hard as possible for Westminster to have an open shot.
Yeah, it looks like the Blue Jays, I figured we wouldn't see Schulte change anything. She's still going to be leading the line as that lone striker. But I do wonder if some of those supporting players are going to favor a little bit more defensive positions, and it then just falls on Schulte to hold the ball a little bit more. But as you're always taught, 2-0 is the most dangerous lead in soccer. It's nice to have that insurance goal, but if you let yourself get comfortable, you get pinned back, and that lead can disappear in a hurry. Weaver trying to switch fields. She does. She's got Caitlin Smith over here on the near side. Right-footed cross should be comfortable for Davidson, and it is.
Well, and just keep throwing the ball toward the goal, and hopefully you get a break or you get a teammate to come in there and get ahead on it, and that's a pretty good plan here, especially early on.
This is the conference championship. The Fontbonne Griffins are in the all-white uniforms. They're going left to right, attacking now across your screen. And the Blue Jays wearing various shades of blue going right to left. Ball's out of bounds. It will be a Fontbonne throw. Hustling up to take this is Riley Stafford. I imagine the message from Coach Cassidy has come out with a lot of intensity and really take it to Westminster in the first 10 minutes of the half. Just try to grind them down.
Well, they did have, especially after the first goal, they had some excellent opportunities that they just missed on.
They did. Opportunity well dealt with by the Blue Jays. And the pick of the bunch was a Kahensky opportunity. And how big does that 1-0 save by Davidson look now? Alexandria Smith does well to cover. Under pressure from Schulte. Throw-in is given to Westminster. I'm sure you heard the protests. Our mics are sensitive enough.
Fontbonne fans not happy with that call, but our center field official is confident in his call.
Three-man crew for today's game. Linesmen on either side. Headed back, and this will be Davidson. She does have hands here if she wants it. And no, doesn't take them.
Yeah, thought sure she would.
I think she might next time.
Yeah. She can boot it out near midfield, and that takes all the pressure off instantly.
It does, and you really want this game to be played at the other end. You know, Fontbonne can't hurt you when they're in their defensive half.
Right, and so far the ball has pretty much been in the wrong end of the field if you're Westminster.
Are we just old school with that, Buzz?
I don't know, maybe.
We might be.
It seems to make a lot of sense to me.
Fontbonne working it through on the left side. Rounding the corner was Caroline Neal. Still an opportunity here, and that's going to be out of bounds for a goal kick as Neal collides with Davidson. Very courteously, I might add. Neal, the all-sportsmanship team representative for Fontbonne. And somewhere I buried the sheet. The all-sportsmanship team. There we go. For Westminster, it's Becca Bond. That's what I was looking for. Tyler Rosen. Johnny on the spot with the list there. I buried it under my stack of papers here. And he saved me the embarrassment of the audible rustling of papers as you dig for something. Kovarik, the lone presser there for Westminster. Now Smith will join in. Riley Mag over here on the near side, number 21, getting involved as well. It was Hawks who started the game in that position, but Mag played a good part of the first half and appears to be getting the minutes now. We think that Riley Mag may have played that ball through to create the Kahensky chance.
Let's just go ahead and give her the credit.
That pass alone will get you more time. That's dropping awkwardly just past Beers. Good audible keeper yell. You always want to be able to hear that through your headset up here. Kavarik trying to create something here as she battles Dalton. Nope, that's Alsbury. My roster's mixed up again. Kavarik turns. She's got Mag to her right. Kavarik trying around the corner. She does, can't keep it in though. And that's dealt with well by Abby Montana, sophomore defender from Barnhart, Missouri.
I think Kavarik's goal at that point was to try to get a foul call as she got down there deep and could not get around it to cross it back in front of the keeper.
Yeah, one or two too many touches, but there wasn't a whole lot. The only ball you have there is the cutback, and I don't think it was quite there. This is Caitlin Smith. Creates a little bit of space for herself, trying to get the cross away. She does. It's all the way through. Goal! Caitlin Smith assists. And the final finish is applied by who other? Crystal Kahensky.
Oh boy, that tightens things up quite a bit there.
Crystal Kahensky pulls one back for the Griffins.
54 minutes in.
Smith with the assist. Now what a great ball played in by Caitlin Smith. We talked about the Kavarik ball where she just got a little bit too close to the end line to have much. And that time it was perfectly timed. Made it through everybody. And Kahensky with zero quit on the far side is able to poke it home.
Yeah, Smith with a couple of moves down the right side as she tried to create some space for herself. She didn't get a lot, but she got enough to get the ball in the middle.
Still Smith looking for Kahensky again. This one will be Davidson's. Great job defensively by Maddie Lawton. And you're hearing a lot more noise around us. Griffin fans are reanimated.
I think we have an attendance of about 115, it said. So those folks making some noise, and it'll be interesting to see if that goal then pushes Westminster to become more offensive here.
It's nice to have crowd noise to talk over, isn't it, Buzz?
Yeah, there you go.
Haven't had that in a while. It's not as bad as basketball where basically the players can hear you.
Yeah.
Always uncomfortable.
Yeah, outside we can have those fans. So. And I'm sure the players enjoy that too.
Oh, I'm sure. And a game that...
Getting a handball here, this could be dangerous.
It will be. And a game like this is shaping up to be deserves to have fans, frankly.
Exactly.
You know, we're set up for an all-out onslaught from the Griffins. You know, Westminster is going to have a tough task ahead of them. 5-man wall. Now 4. It's going to be claimed by Davidson. I think that was Neal taking that.
Yeah, and I'm not sure whether she just wanted to make sure it went on goal. It didn't seem like it was really a hard shot.
No.
And maybe she was trying to chip it to the far post and didn't get where she wanted it.
Yeah, the best chance for success on that one is to try to get it to dip and skip right in front of the keeper, make it uncomfortable to handle. And it was kind of in between what Halmachek did, where it was up and over the keeper, and that skipping ball off the wet surface. So maybe a little bit of a miss hit. It will count as a shot on goal, though. Smith's header only finds Beck. Over the top, chased by Kavarik. You see her speed. Kavarik is going to get there first. Can she keep it in? No. Now we have a goal kick. I think Jenna Frizella was caught completely off guard by that speed.
Yeah, she went right around her. Good job of Abby Montana came in there and kind of shielded her from getting that for the cross.
But Kavarik, Kahensky, some of these players from Fonpon, extremely fast. Very difficult to deal with. And I'm not sure if Frizella had much warning she was coming.
Yeah,
I didn't hear the call. Good switch of play from the Blue Jays. They need a spell of possession to take some pressure off that back line. Schulte tries to poke it ahead. Front line right now is Schulte, Beck, and Nolte.
Yeah, might have had a chance to play that out to Nolte on the wing, but instead she decided to go to Schulte, and they lose possession.
This will be a Griffin throw. Throw was taken by Riley Stafford.
Me and the men's golf team are the only ones that knew.
That's out of bounds for another Griffin throw. Told you this game wouldn't end 1-0.
You're right. You're right.
This is
may have
Kahinsky.
2 or 3 more goals coming. Although I wouldn't have bet that at the start. I would have bet it would have been a tight 1-0 game, 2-1 game. Of course, it is a 2-1 game now.
Kovarik trying to get it on the right foot. Pokes it in towards Smith, claims a handball. No call given. Westminster tries to clear. Annalise Smith puts it right back in. Alexandria Smith, correction. There's the on call. Schulte pokes it ahead to Nolte. Nolte trying to turn the corner against Stafford. And Stafford wins that battle.
Yeah, I think Stafford got the first bump in there, but Nolte on the rebound knocks her down and gets called for it.
You can see the idea from Natalie Schulte. She's trying to play that with the first touch, but I don't know, what do you think, Buzz? I'd almost like to see her hold on to it a little bit to try to give her team more time to clear out because they're pinned so deep.
Yeah, they do need some possession, midfield and, of course, in the offensive end. But get some possession, as you said, hang on to the ball. And you're right. The defenders are constantly under pressure now as the possession has definitely favored Fontbonne here in this half.
And I think they set up to counter quick and to play those one-time balls, but the situation, I think, might call for something a little different, so I wonder if we'll see that adjustment made. Trying to work it over to the near side, unable to do so. It's Dalton, now Smith. Kahinsky turns. Can't get it on her right foot to shoot. It was well dealt with by, I think that was Montana in there. Weaver, great idea. She tried to play it into the corner, but just a little too far ahead of, I think that's Caroline Neal. It is.
And the rain continues to come down a little bit heavier now than we were at halftime, which was just a drizzle.
That one went right through the gate and the fence, too. Ball boy's having to go make a friend. I think that might be in somebody's backyard. Where I'm used to looking for my golf ball. Caitlin Smith, right-footed cross in behind everybody. Danger not gone. Shot attempt saved by Davidson. That shot came in from Neal on the far side. Great right-footed shot and an outstanding save from Davidson.
For sure, that's the save of the game right there. And Neal with a nice job. She knew she had time that she could settle it, get it onto her right foot, and get a good shot off. She did. I'm sure when she hit that, she thought she had a goal.
She did, and Davidson saw it all the way. You know, it's a good height for her, but you still got to get over there. And she did very, very well. Mentioned her just a freshman with all-conference honors. You have to imagine that won't be the last time she finishes all-conference based on what we've seen so far. That's 2 massive saves for her. You know, 2 situations where you'd expect the other team to score. It could be a very different game. Schulte dribbles into trouble. And we had a collision there with Alexandria Smith. They appear to be okay, though. Now Neal. Game opening up here. Kahinsky trying to cut it inside. Wants to shoot with her right. She does. It's going to be wide of Davidson's goal. And Megan Davidson will be in no rush to take this goal kick.
Well, and you mentioned the game opening up a little bit, and that's in favor of Fontbonne. I'm sure that Westminster would like to keep it a little bit tighter than that. They don't want a lot of open field. And I like the shot that time from Kohenski. going far post. If she puts it on, she's got a chance to score. If she misses by a lot, she's got a chance for a teammate to come in and get it coming from the other side.
Don't know that she quite caught it how she wanted to. A little tougher to get the ball to whip around on command when it's wet.
That's true.
Tends to skip off your foot as opposed to your foot really gripping it. You're making a lot of shoes with texture on it these days. That might not be as big a problem as it used to be, though. Kavarik tries to turn. It's well dealt with by Montana. Dangerous for Westminster as they have been pinned in for quite some time now. And Fontbonne holding a really nice shape to keep him in there. Tackle by Kavarik. She comes away with it. Trying to get around the right, and Montana to the rescue. Griffin's bench wanted a foul there. Have to say it's good defense from Montana.
Yeah, I agree. Montana had that. Actually think she tripped over the ball.
But how about that tackle and maintaining possession by Kavarik? Shout out for that one for sure. 27 minutes, 21 seconds remaining. Under Kavarik's foot, out of bounds for a goal kick. Substitution. Westminster is going to bring on Elson Witt, freshman forward from Eureka, Missouri. Product of Eureka High School. And the player who gets the break is Maddie Lenk. And fresh legs for Westminster as they try to keep the energy up. We're going to see another substitution as well as Becca Bond getting set to come in. Weaver heads into Kavarik. Now Mag. Dalton steps up. They keep it on this near side, blocked by Schulte. Good work by Bateman to maintain possession for the Griffins. Now Neal. She's got Weaver alongside. Kahensky ahead of Weaver. Weaver, left-footed shot. That is her preferred foot. And it's dealt with well by Davidson off the bounce.
And there was that skip, and she got the short hop, and she had that covered up well. Had her legs behind it, too. Had it gotten through her hands, it would have bounced off her legs. Nice head ball by the official.
Yep, settled it right on the chin, so there will be an uncontested free kick here, or drop ball, rather. Is it just me, Buzz, or is the contested free kick a thing of a bygone era at this point?
Yeah.
They're going to give it back to the goalkeeper.
Okay.
And that's correct in that case. You know, Westminster has possession broken up by the officials, so you want to give them back possession. And there we see the long kick from Davidson right to midfield. Nolte will race Stafford, but the ball beats them both to the sideline. In fact, I'm trying to remember when the last time I saw a contested drop ball.
Yeah, I haven't seen one this year. Yeah.
Smith cuts it into the middle. Nobody there, well dealt with by the Blue Jays. Beck back helping out. Kavarik settles it off the chest, pokes it ahead. Opportunity here for Mag, but she's beaten to it by Davidson. Good idea by Kavarik, well controlled.
Yeah, and Davidson with a good decision to come play that. As she's a step slower, that Mag gets there first.
Libby Bateman stepping up into the midfield from that right back position. That's a clear handball. Don't think she knew much about that, but obvious call. You could probably hear that on the broadcast. I think my mic might have picked that one up. Certainly saw it. The picture's being brought to you by Grace Harlan. Tyler Rosen doing production. Buzz Swanston providing the insight and analysis. And I'm Tom Eichwald. You're watching collegecast.com. This is the SLIAC championship game. Conference title on the line. Number 1 seeded Fontbonne trailing by a goal to Westminster. 2 goals for the Blue Jays in the first half. One was really an own goal just a little over halfway through, as Beers tried to handle a corner kick, slipped through her fingers and off of Busher into the goal. And then just before the break, it was Halmachek on an outstanding free kick, put it just under the crossbar. And Beers didn't really have a chance at it. In the second half, it was Kahensky assisted by Caitlin Smith. It's about 9 minutes into the half. That made it 2-1. Davidson, remember, with 2 massive saves in this game, 1 in each half. Could very easily, and I mean very easily, be a 3-2 game. One was a
for sure
point blank breakaway save on Kahensky, and the other was sprawling across the goal, full extension.
We did have a couple subs come in for Westminster, Bond along with Escoval.
Bateman clears it out, and I imagine Westminster will take their time with this one. Could see the time-honored tradition of one player going to pick up the ball, pretending to throw it in, and then leaving it for another player who adjusts the shin guards and ties the shoes.
And this is one of the rare times here in the second half that Westminster's been in the attacking end.
And it's not going to last very long. Goal kick. A lot of contact there. I think was that Claire Dalton hit the deck?
Yeah, Dalton's been down a couple times this half.
It was Elson Witt helping show her to the floor that time. I think Dalton wanted the foul, but none given. They had a goal kick anyway. Good left-handed save by the ball boy. Ball man, whatever we're going with. Long ball. Kavarik chasing from very deep. Not sure if Montana knew she was there. She does now. Contact between Kavarik and Montana. The former wanting the call. Nothing given.
Yeah, you're going to use the Bobby Plager reference there on the hip check. Ooh.
Yeah, you could have seen it given.
Yeah, I could have.
Westminster on the outside. That's going to be a corner kick. It was won by Schulte, I believe, wearing the captain's armband for the Blue Jays today.
That's going to be a throw, it looks like. Yep, throw.
Good job to keep it in. Annalise Beck closed down by Riley Mag. Now Kahensky. Partners with Kavarik. Correction, that's Weaver. Kavarik is the lone option forward, but help is coming from Caitlin Smith and Riley Mag. This is Smith. She's going to tee one up, right-footed shot, and that's going to drift wide of Davidson's goal. Very quick footwork of Davidson to get over there.
Yeah, they had a good rush forward. Had some people open in the middle. Got a good shot off. You mentioned the slow down on the throw-in. I like the, of course, the Fontbonne ball men immediately get the balls back into play. They're trying to help their team get a little bit more time.
And we're not quite to the part of the game where you retie your shoes every time the ball goes out, but we'll get there. Actually, a lot of shoes not having laces anymore. I guess the trade-off is that you now have kind of free-floating shin guards that you get to adjust carefully.
There you go. You come up with something.
Oh, yes. It's all the subtle arts of the game, Buzz.
Exactly. Which everybody knows it's the delaying tactic, and everybody just continues to play with it and through it.
And if it gets out of hand, you trust that the officials are going to deal with it. Generally, there's a warning, and if the warning isn't heeded, you see a yellow card for that, but I think we're a long way off from that. Nor do I think Westminster are really just trying to kill the clock. I think what they're doing, is just trying to slow down the pace and clear their lines a little bit, get players forward so they're not putting the ball back in play with only one player anywhere near midfield. That's what it's about for them. Beck is going to get a break. Halmachek back in. Nolte also given a break. Kavarik causing problems, but she's called for a foul, and they'll leave this one for Davidson.
Yeah, Kovarik, who's asked for a few fouls against her, this time gets it called on her. So she's drawn some attention.
And you can
not
see,
the one she wanted.
Yeah, you can see she's getting frustrated too.
Yeah.
As Caroline Neal playing it back in, Kahensky will chase. Played out by Elena Alsbury, senior defender from Jefferson City, Missouri.
Yeah, and Alsbury had time to turn, but she's not going to take a chance. Ball's in the box, she's going to get it out and have some teammates come back and help the troops out.
Weaver turns away from pressure. Very well done. She finds Bateman. Now Dalton trying to bring it down. Bounced up on her a little bit, but she does control. Kovarik cuts inside. Kahensky's on the far side in space. Instead, Kovarik brings it back to the near side where she's got Caitlin Smith. She's assisted one, puts another one in. Good ball. Good defensive header there. That was Maddie Lawton heading clear. 17.5 to go. Good spells of possession for Fontbonne. They have had the lion's share here in the second half. Bateman again stepping up. That's what you want in this situation. You want those defenders pinching high up on the field to keep recycling possession for you.
For sure. I can't believe Dalton pointed the other way. If that
you might as well. It's reflex. Ball goes out, you point.
Ball goes out, you point. I mean, like, that wasn't even close.
Couldn't have gone off me, sir. Jennifer Zella with the throw over here. Knocked back in by Schulte, but Alexandria Smith does well to get up and play it out of bounds. Fontbonne coaching staff getting involved and putting the ball back in play.
We're going to get these balls in quickly here.
Two former goalkeepers on the bench coaching for Fontbonne, so wouldn't be surprised to see them quickly picking it up, accurately putting it back in play.
A little push from behind there.
Later in the game, you might even see a diving save or two
Ooh.
to keep that in
keep
play.
the ball near the field. Yeah.
Keep it near the field. No rule against it.
No. It's just a smart play.
Alexandria Smith will put this one back into a dangerous area. Clock goes below 16 minutes remaining. Ball bounces in the box. Caitlin Smith puts it through the uprights. Ball just bounced up on her.
Yeah, just trying to get the one-touch shot, not really having time to settle and pick out a spot. She just got it off as quick as possible.
Not sure if it was a handball that Kovarik was advocating for, but saying something should have gone differently. But an awkward one when it just kind of falls to your feet in the penalty area. Bad things can happen in a hurry.
For sure.
Just 15 of the 90 remaining. Should we have an equalizer, this game would, of course, go to overtime. Not going to have a tie in the conference championship game. It would be two 15-minute overtimes, followed by a penalty shootout if needed.
Okay,
Dalton,
I think they were 10.
10, correction.
Yep.
10-minute overtimes. Good pass by Dalton in. Smith puts another one in. It's brought down on the far side by Kahensky, right-footed shot. That is off the foot of Maddie Lawton and gathered gratefully by Megan Davidson.
The Westminster backs move up to pull the offense out, and we haven't had one offsides today, which is kind of surprising.
It is kind of surprising.
Usually you get some of the wings trying to cheat in there on those crosses.
Especially in the era of the high lines.
Yeah.
This will be a free kick. Claire Dalton will leave to Alexandria Smith. And Smith will tee this one up. Have to imagine she's going to drive this into the box just like she did a moment ago. 3 players behind the ball for Fontbonne, everybody else forward. That one's over everybody. Davidson will watch it go out comfortably.
Untouched. It was a good ball in there, and nobody could get a piece of it. That's surprising.
It's kind of an awkward one, though, as we get a substitution. Liz Hammond is going to come in. But an awkward one when it's right in the center of the field, because it's dropping it over everybody's shoulder. It's very hard to keep track of. It's not like you're running onto it a little bit of a diagonal way. You get a better beat on the ball. Player substituted is Karina Esquivel. It's out off of Neal. Throw in for the Blue Jays. Neal trying to turn, unable to do so, but Kahensky helping out. Kahensky has Kavarik far side, maintains possession, nice move. This is Crystal Kahensky. Passes into the middle. Weaver couldn't get the shot away, and it's cleared by the Blue Jays.
Yeah, good defensive pressure on Weaver. Weaver didn't realize, I think, that.
Collision between Bateman and Schulte. Both players are okay. I think we're going to get a foul called against Bateman. And the official's going to have a word with her, and that gives Westminster a chance to slow things down.
Bateman pleading her case there.
And Schulte has been on the end of some contact today.
Well,
I think the tape on her leg is multiplied throughout the game. She's taken a few.
Well, and she's a hard-nosed player herself.
Yes,
she's given a few, too. She's taken some, but given some. And
stoppage of the clock here. As we
reposition the free kick.
Ball be just inside the sideline. Taking this will be Liz Hammond. You hear the Fontbonne bench telling Crystal Kahensky to stay high, don't go back on defense. You got players to help with that. You hear the pressure release. This is Busher trying to turn. She does. Now Kavarik. Little stutter step, changes speed, creates a little bit of space. Now working against Frizella, trying to cut it inside. Contact here as Westminster wins it back. And the Blue Jays clear. Alexandria Smith will get things restarted for the Griffins.
Oh.
Can't get it past Schulte. Fortunately for her, goes out of bounds. It'll be a Blue Jay ball, though.
Yeah, we've got 3 subs coming in now for Westminster. One is Nolte.
Beck also coming in. And I think number 9 is Abby Kloss.
Abby Kloss, yeah. I was gonna say there was a break there. Had that hit Schulte squarely, she could have been off to the goal by herself.
She could have been. Frizella throws it into Schulte, who tries to turn. It's dealt with by Neal. Smith comes away with it. She's got Kahensky wide open on the far side. Just didn't find her. Kahensky frustrated. You could see it.
I'm sure she's yelling for the ball.
Riley Mag getting prepared to come on for Fontbonne. Schulte bodied off the ball by Alexandria Smith. Bateman first there, but she pulled up a little bit. Not sure if she rolled something or felt something get tweaked.
I was going to say she's limping a little bit.
You know, sometimes when you stretch like that hamstring just kind of fires on you, but she's struggling a little bit.
Yeah, and it looks like her left hamstring is taped up. Mag's going to come on for her.
She's going to come on for Bateman. Riley Mag on the roster as a midfielder. She's trying to get instructions. Am I coming on at defense? What's the deal?
Well,
looks like Mag is going to come on as an attacking right back here. Dalton slides into center back.
I was going to say, with less than 10 minutes left, the pressure's on to score that tying goal, and they're going to bring more people forward, which may open up a chance for Schulte to get a break. But you got to attack when you're down by 1.
Caitlin Smith, now Kirsten Weaver. Tries to find Busher. It's well dealt with by, it's Maddie Lawton. Alexandria Smith's clearance is put right back in by the Blue Jays. Annalise Beck Good idea. She played it back to Hammond, who tried to dump it over the top, but nobody chasing, and Dalton will send it back up the line. Kavarik can't bring it down. Eventually does. So quick. And she draws the contact. And that is not called. Liz Hammond getting away with one there, I think.
Yeah.
Kavarik not happy.
Yeah, the official saw it, and the official immediately was talking to her. I think he thought it was a dive.
Looked like contact from our angle, and you saw it from our angle thanks to Grace Harlan. It appeared to be contact. Caitlin Smith is going to fire one wide, and that's not going to help Kavarik's frustrated state.
No.
Nor is it helping Coach Cassidy's state at the moment. He's still asking for an explanation on that one.
Helmacek comes back in for Westminster is with almost every
and it looks like, yep. The Fontbonne bench is going to take a yellow card. I believe that's Coach Cassidy taking it. That's a frustrating one for him for sure. And a little bit surprised you also had the assistant referee on this side too, so maybe they did see the contact and were okay with it. I'm not sure exactly what the explanation would be, but you know how Coach Cassidy feels about it.
Yeah, he made his feelings known, that's for sure.
That he did. That he did. The yellow card is a recognition of clear communication sometimes. Cross comes in, it's headed on. Doesn't quite fall for Kahensky. Neal steps up, hits it with the left, bouncing around. Busher can't settle. A little bit desperate now for Westminster. They got to hold on for 7 minutes and 15 more seconds. That's through from Dalton. Neal recognizes it first and is first to the ball. Trying to get a cross away. Turns, good move. Working against, that's Alsbury. Westminster clears, but just nobody there to give Westminster any possession as there's more contact.
There's a lot of Griffins that have hit the turf here in the last 30 seconds.
There are. Were it not for the yellow card, Coach Cassidy might point that out to the official.
Yes.
You couldn't blame him, you got to say. 6.5 to go. Westminster throw in deep. Sense of urgency has made itself known throughout the stadium. The crowd into it, the players into it. This is what you want in a title game. Kavarik leaves it for Kahensky, now operating on the near side. That's going to lead to a corner kick as Davidson, I don't think, will be able to keep it in. Montana tried. But corner kick opportunity for Fontbonne. How many numbers do they throw forward? Alexandria Smith instructed to go forward. Only one player back. It's Claire Dalton against Natalie Schulte. Everybody else, I think they might drop Riley Mag back a little bit as well. But numbers forward. Caitlin Smith is going to patrol the outside of the box, wait for one to bounce out alongside Lauren Weaver. Kahensky's cross in is headed on target.
Wow.
It was Alexandria Smith. Nope, it was Neal, I think, 14.
Yeah, Neal got a head on it.
Got the head on it, but Davidson comfortably claims.
Yeah, put it right. I mean, she's just trying to get it on goal, happened to go right to Davidson and down by her ankles, and she covered up quickly.
Anywhere will do for Westminster for the next 5 minutes, 20 seconds. Told you, very quick, putting it back in play very quickly. Is the goalkeeping coach and grad assistant for the Fontbonne Griffins. That's out. Dalton needs it. Pass through is deflected. Tried to go through the tent on that one. Risky call.
And every touch by Westminster to clear gets a big cheer from the Westminster fans.
That one is played long. Beers will have no trouble with this one. It was dumped in by Lauren Halmacek. Smith heads it on. Westminster looking to clear. Good defensive header from Stafford. Kelsey Gordon trying to play it forward. Mishit it. Needs somebody to settle it down, and Weaver is that person. Now Dalton. Kovarik on the turn. Well dealt with by Holmachek. Kahensky tries to find Kovarik. Weaver in there as well. It's played out by Westminster.
Okay, I like this. Now the Westminster coach just gives the extra balls to the.
You're just going to throw it anyway.
Yeah, to the Fonfon coach so he can throw it in. Yeah, so he can get it to the thrower.
3 minutes, 49 seconds to go. Substitution as Kloss comes out. Can Westminster hold on? 3 minutes, 48 more seconds for the upset. That's out off of Fonfon. It'll be a Westminster ball. Caitlin Smith closing it down. Brizella's throw finds Dalton. Good ball ahead to Busher, who heads it down and turns well. Now Kovarik on the flank. Keeps it in, and that's going to go out. Kept it in the sideline, out on the end line. Good throw in from the ball man down there. Home field advantage has its perks in a situation like this, doesn't it?
That's right, and we'll see if that comes into play here. If they score in the last minute, I'd say it's because the ball boys got the balls back to them quickly.
Settled by Kovarik. Now Caitlin Smith. Dalton making a run on the near side. Kahensky playing on the wing. Left-footed cross. Riley Mag isn't going to be able to keep that in. Good idea from Kahensky, but just a little too much on it.
Yeah, and really had 3 players on the far side, 2 of them unguarded. Just the kick was too far ahead of Mag to get to it. It's kind of unusual that they'd be unguarded, especially with they've got 10 players back, only Schulte up.
Nolte heads it out of bounds. Another Fonfon throw. 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go. You just get the feeling that Fonfon's going to create maybe one more good chance at least in this one. Don't think Davidson's day is done yet.
No, I don't think so either. And the ball's going to stay at this end for the most part.
You're talking about a team that fires about 30 shots a game, so they'll be coming. Kovarik trying to get back to the ball.
With the takedown.
Yep, and there's a whistle there. There's the frustration from Kovarik, you could tell. I think it was Holmachek she brought down.
Yeah. But in wrestling, she'd get 2 points. Oh, we're going to get a. She's going to get the yellow.
She just gets a yellow. So Kovarik joins Neal and her head coach in the book. Understandable there, just frustration getting the better of her.
And that's been building for the whole half, really.
It has. Referee stopped, thought about it for a minute before he pulled it out, too. 1 minute and 41 seconds. Blue Jays trying to hold on. Davidson's kick out of bounds. Throw in taken quickly by Stafford. That's out off of Fonfon. This is where you start tying your shoes. Let's head it out. Ball boy, stays in, gonna say. It's about to bounce agonizingly slowly over the fence. First ball dealt with by Westminster, but danger not gone. Stafford another throw. Just for frame of reference, Mary Beers is about 30 yards out of her goal. Yeah, defenders are up, so anything over the defense is up to her. Weaver on the turn. Left-footed shot is going to sail wide. 42 seconds now. Davidson in no rush. Just over a half a minute between Westminster and a conference championship upset and the first defeat of the season for Fonfon. That's out. It will be a Griffin throw.
And the Westminster coach told Davidson, just kick it out of bounds.
Caitlin Smith, 18 seconds on the clock. It's played out. She'll throw it in with 14 to go. Busher in there. Can't get her foot on it. Westminster can't clear all the way. Stafford trying to put it back in. Cross comes in from Smith. That's out of bounds. That'll do it. The Westminster Blue Jays pull off the upset in a 2-1 win over previously undefeated Fontbonne. They are your 2021 SLIAC champions.
Well, then we want to remind everybody to stick with us as we will cover the awards, and I believe they give out the all-conference awards also here, so don't go far. We'll have that for you. An outstanding soccer game, well played, and it is hard to beat the same team three times in a season, and that's what Fontbonne was trying to do as they won the 2 regular season games earlier this year.
Utter disbelief and frustration for the Griffins. Agonizing for them, I'm sure, after the season they have had. And you look at how this game developed, pretty even play across the board. I mean, the difference was a long free kick and a mistake by Mary Beers.
Yeah, just the ball went through her hands, a wet ball through her hands that turned into an own goal. And really, when Fontbonne scored in the first 9 minutes of the second half, you thought, uh-oh, here they come. And they did have the pressure on. Davidson made a phenomenal save in the second half, had a couple in the first half too, but a well-played game. And Westminster's defense, although they were pressured, really did not give up easy shots, breakaways. They hung with it.
They didn't, and it was composure. You know, they knew that their backs, you can't always match the speed of the attacking players for the Griffins, but they read the game very well and just kind of snuffed out dangerous situations consistently throughout the game. So you have to give them credit for that.
That's for sure. And I want to remind everybody, of course, this game will be archived, the whole broadcast, that you can come back and watch that at any time. I'm sure there will be quite a few Westminster viewers after the fact. And remind you of upcoming game this evening at 7:30. It's the men's championship for SLIAC, and that will feature Westminster and Webster, and it'll be Jim Plyman and Bob Richards along with Joey Messenbrink to bring you that one this evening.
And you'd have to imagine that the Westminster men will feel pretty encouraged as they can go for the conference sweep. Try to sweep the men's and the women's soccer after the Lady Blue Jays get the job done here at Centene Stadium. First goal was an own goal, but the second one goes to Halmachek. Kahensky, the lone goal for the Griffins, and 2-1 is your final score. And for Fontbonne, just such conflicting emotions because objectively you look at the season they had. Just unbelievable, the success they had this season, but can't get over the line and finish it off. So there's so much frustration there, and you could see the emotion on the Fontbonne players as they come off.
Yeah, that's a tough one to handle. You're right, and especially you mentioned they go through the season, they undefeated, only gave up 1 goal the whole season, and then here 2 go in, 1 an own goal, which is really a tough one to stomach. But a well-played soccer game on both sides.
We are getting set for the trophy presentation and the all-conference honors. Before we do that, we'll just kind of run through the stats for you as we get the official game report. In case you're wondering about the shots, the Griffins led the way with 21 shots and only 6 shots for Westminster. Corner kicks were even 3-3. The Blue Jays, 8 saves credited to Megan Davidson, just 2 for Mary Beers. Fouls, pretty even, 8 for the Blue Jays, 7 for the Griffins. And we do have official confirmation of that first own goal, then the other goals by Halmachek and Kahensky. Yellow cards given to Neal, the bench, and then Kovarek. The player stats, looks like Schulte led the way with 3 shots for Westminster, 2 for Halmachek and 1 for Gordon. And of those, both of Halmachek's were on target. One of Natalie Schulte's was. Go over to the other side. 6 shots for Kahensky, 6 for Caroline Neal as well. 4 shots for Caitlin Smith, 2 for Weaver, 2 for Kavarik, 1 for Stafford. 9 of those were on goal, but only the one could beat Megan Davidson, who maybe could be in a conversation for player of the game as well. It's hard not to give it to Halmachek for creating both the goals, but how big was Davidson today?
Oh, yeah, really. It's, super saves. I'm thinking of 2 outstanding in the first half and 1 in the second half. And that second half goal was when the score was 2-1, so that would have evened things up. And, of course, everything changes at that point. But obviously Westminster went in the defensive shell. They only had 1 shot in the second half. Barely had the ball across half, probably less than 5 or 6 minutes in the whole half. But, yeah, that was an impressive defensive stand that they put on with once they had the 2-goal lead in the first half. Big goal, as you mentioned, Halmachek right before half gave him that 2-goal lead.
Such a bad time to give up a goal right before a halftime.
Right.
It just changes the complexion of this game. You go in 1-0, I like your chances, but you give up that long-range free kick. And there's something about just watching that ball sail and go in that just kind of dispirits you. We are getting set again for the presentations, trophy presentations, and all conference presentations. We're going to throw out a public address here. We'll be back to wrap up on the other side of this. You're watching collegecast.com.
Women's soccer season. All sportsmanship recipient from Fontbonne University, Caroline Neal. All sportsmanship recipient from Westminster College. I got the thumbs up.
Okay, we're waiting a moment here while I think for the Fontbonne team to come back toward the center of the field to start the awards, as coach is talking to him down in the corner. So, and the award presenter was our halftime guest, Brian Lavellette, who does everything, as he said, for SLIAC. He is the SID, also the assistant athletic director, and we saw him running around here. He was on the PA earlier today, taking pictures and just making sure everything goes smoothly, and puts in a lot of work for the conference. And he's also our award presenter here, as he is at most of the championships. And he'll be out there tonight at the soccer park. And I do want to give, I should say, the Wide World Technology Soccer Park. I want to give Jim Cavanaugh credit for that. Okay, and we'll pick that back up.
Third team all conference from Westminster, Megan Davidson. From Westminster, Kelsey Gordon. From Westminster, Maddie Lawton. From Fontbonne, Riley Magg. From Westminster, Rachel Nolte. And from Fontbonne, Riley Stafford. Second team all conference from Westminster, Elena Ellsbury. From Fontbonne, Caroline Neal. And from Fontbonne, Allie Smith. And our first team all conference selections from Fontbonne, Mary Beers. From Fontbonne, Claire Dalton. From Fonfon, Crystal Kohensky. From Fonfon, Molly Kabarik. From Westminster, Natalie Schulte. From Fonfon, Caitlin Smith. And from Fonfon, Kirsten Weaver. We would now like to present the SLIAC Coach of the Year Award from Fonfon University, Dylan Cassidy. The SLIAC Defensive Player of the Year from Fonfon, Mary Beers. And the 2021 SLIAC Women's Soccer Offensive Player of the Year, Molly Kabarik. At this time, we would like to recognize the SLIAC regular season champions, Fonfon University. At this time, we'd like to recognize those players on the SLIAC Women's Soccer All-Tournament team. From Greenville University, Vanessa Ramirez and Megan Taylor. From Webster University, Riley Grummett and Peyton Williams. From Fonfon University, Mary Beers. From Fonfon University, Crystal Kohensky. And from Fonfon University, Molly Kabarik. From Westminster, Elena Ellsbury. From Westminster, Lauren Halmachek. And from Westminster, Maddie Lawton. And the 2021 SLIAC Women's Soccer Tournament MVP, Natalie Schulte.
There you have the conference awards, and congratulations to the Blue Jays of Westminster. As the number 3 seed, they come in and hand the home Griffins their first defeat of the season to take the conference title. Congratulations to them, and congratulations to Fonfon on an outstanding season, and to all of those honorees you just heard read. That's going to do it for us today on College Cast. We want to thank Grace Harlan. We want to thank Tyler Rosen, Buzz Swanston. My name is Tom Eichwald. Thanks for joining us, and we'll leave you with the images of the Blue Jays. Make sure you join us again tonight, 7:30, for the men's final between Webster and West.